Happy Friday, CCMP family. Pastor Jason here with you again. And man, I hope you've had an amazing week this week. Again, you've been keeping up to date, catching up on the saga of Elijah and where God's taking him. We talked about on Wednesday. We filled in the gaps between his time that we saw last Sunday when he's called on in front of the king audaciously to his face. It's not going to rain for an undisclosed amount of time. We know now, looking back, it was 3.5 years. But then he's obedient, goes to God. He's fed by ravens. Then he goes, and we looked at on Wednesday. He's going to be provided for by a widow. Listen, I want you to pay attention tonight, because we're going to have a drop on our CCP podcast tonight, specifically about the last part leading up to where we're going to cover on Sunday. I want you to be able to study through this week. And we're going to study through specifically when he goes and he raises the widow's son, but then also as he goes and he calls out the prophets of Baal head on, and he tackles that. So check out the It's Okay podcast on Spotify, TuneIn, Apple Podcast, any of those places you can find it. So it's called the It's Okay podcast. But I also want to bring up, this is one of those light weekends, awkwardly light weekends. At CCMP, we always seem to have something going on, but awkwardly light. But I find myself here in the gathering room, and I feel like a lot of times we hear about a lot of the men's ministry stuff going on, and a lot of the men's open gym. Some men was this past Monday night. But ladies, this coming Monday night, right here in the gathering room, is SWAY, which is an acronym for Some Women Aglow and Yielding. It's a great time of fellowship. It's a great time to come together and find and surround yourself with godly women. And again, that's one of the things that we see here with Elijah. He's surrounding himself with good people. You see him as he goes on and the drought continues to go. He surrounds himself, one, with the widow and her son. And then ultimately we see him, and we don't have a name, but we have his servant. And really, where we're going to go this Sunday in 1 Kings 18, starting in verse 41, we're going to see Elijah at a point in his life where the servant is critical for the maintenance of his faith. Now, and so with all that being said, surround yourself with good. Ladies, I can't urge you enough. Come check it out. This coming Monday evening, 6 o'clock here in the gathering room. It's going to be great. Food, snacks, fellowship, prayer, always a good time, and it's always catered specifically to what ladies are dealing with in this season of their life. So, hold on to your bulletin. It's got all your information. I want y'all to do one more thing for me before I let you go. Give Janet just a big old high five. She has killed it with this bulletin. It's got all of the events. You can put all the church events for the month in your calendar. All kinds of stuff all kinds of good stuff coming up. One specific thing that I want to make sure you get on your calendar, and we're going to highlight not this Saturday, not tomorrow, but the Saturday after that, July 22nd, is Cast His Line, 8 a.m. We're going to be on Rockwell Road in Rockwell, North Carolina. This will be the second year that we've been at this pond. Great place on our third Cast His Line. Then VBS, Wednesday, July 26th through Friday, July 28th. It is building character in Christ. Miss Stephanie's got an amazing lineup for all of our kids. You've got to sign your kids up for VBS. You can register online using the QR codes. They're on the bulletin, and you'll be able to sign up that way. Lastly, on Saturday, week after that, July 29th, we've got a church-wide fellowship ice cream social. Oh, this is my favorite one. There's specifically going to be a strawberry ice cream that is to die for. You need to come experience. But bring your ice cream freezers or your favorite ice cream flavor from the store. I'm not going to be biased against the grocery store ice cream either. But come on out. That's going to be in the cafe, 4 to 6 p.m. on Saturday, July 29th. Great time, great opportunities to get together with your church family. So don't lose your bulletin. A lot of information on there. A lot of ways to take your next steps. Join a life group. Engage in ministry. And know that God's got a next step for you. I hope you've been studying. Check out the podcast and know you are loved, you are seen, and you are valued. And your church is excited to see what your next step is. Because when you take your next step, we grow as a body of believers. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday.